This conference will now be recorded.
So welcome to the Commissioners' Work Session of Monday, March 8th. I don't believe either they or the Commissioners are going to be able to join us this morning, but there are a few things that we wanted to touch on real quick for public information. First of all, there's some quotes related to a hot water expansion tank and supply pump. Matt, I assume that would be you.
Yes.
What's going on?
It's just that, as far as the hot water tank goes, that one, the expansion tank on the hot water heater is shot. So there's some water, like when it gets up to pressure, it releases, but it leaks out on the floor. The bladder inside that tank is bad, so that expansion tank needs to be replaced on the hot water heater.
Okay, so we have a quote here from Mazda for $2,907. And Warren Webster for $1,435. Is that the same thing, or is that part of it?
No, it's the same thing. No, the tank that's on there now, and it's called an Extreme. That the one Mazda quoted, it's the same brand, same tank. And I looked up and priced myself. The tank itself is like $2,000, so there would be $2,000 plus the labor to install it, which gave us their quote. The one from Warren Webster is the same tank. It's not an Extreme tank. It's a different brand tank that came in cheaper, but it still meets code and everything for a commercial build. Okay.
And then the next component is the pump.
Yeah, on each boiler has a hot water supply pump.
Sure.
Which one pump supplies, so only one runs at a time. The one pump is leaking at the shaft. The seals are shot, so there's some water leaking out on the floor there. The other one is running fine and keeping up. But if something happens to that one, we don't have a pump. So what I'm looking at in the age of these, what I'm finding out is, as far as parts and that, I'd like to get this one fixed, and then when this one's fixed, and then next year budget in or add in and get the other one rebuilt, so we have two newly built pumps. But the one, like I said, everything's running fine now. But if something happens to one, we don't have a backup.
So was this part of the new boiler that we done 5 years ago?
No, those pumps were not part of the boiler install. Those were just the boilers themselves.
Okay.
There's all different components. There's the supply pumps and the condensate pumps and all that.
Okay. All right. So the next bid here is $4,015 for the pump from Mazda, and Warren Webster's was $2,225.
Correct.
All right. And you're comfortable with either?
Yes, because I had talked to both of them, and then also for the record, I went out for the third bid. They came over and looked at it. It was Pipeworks, and then I received an email that they pulled back on and did not want to bid on them. Okay.
All right, very good. So we can go ahead and put this on the agenda for Wednesday, I assume. Thanks, Matt.
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you.
Next on the agenda, Commissioner Eggleston's requesting an Act 13 application for trail expansion at Jake's Rocks. So he's not here to present that, but I assume that we'll be able to go ahead and vote on that.
You requested that.
I requested?
From Jim Decker. Jeff's request was last week.
No,
this is the expansion of
Okay, so this is Jim Decker's request that I forwarded. Okay, very good.
Yeah.
So we can go ahead and we can get that added to the agenda. We'll talk about it on Wednesday. And then the closure of the Grunderville landfill, Commissioner Eggleston would be the one to talk about that. And as he's not able to join us at this point, we'll go ahead and kick that to the next work session. So policy and procedures, we should have some to vote on Wednesday. No project updates in terms of the commissioners meeting on Wednesday on the agenda so far. We have the bids that we just talked about and the Act 13 request. Let's see. Agreement with McCutcheon Enterprises for the hazmat response. Do we actually have that agreement?
Yes, we do.
Perfect. And then CDBG budget modification.
And then there will also be the election board meeting and a public hearing before the normal meeting.
All right, so the election meeting will go ahead and settle Warren South Precinct.
Yes.
And Lori will go for shtick. Okay, anything else added to the agenda that you can think of?
I don't have.
I did email the other commissioners and they didn't have anything beyond what was on the work session today. So I think that should be able to stand.
All right.
Anyone else on the call have anything for the good of the order?
I have a caller too. Is that you, Nathaniel?
Yeah, I was just going to say, Commissioner, that's me. And I just called in and I don't have anything further right now.
Okay. Well, this will be a nice short meeting then. I can't think of anything else and I can't have an executive session myself. So unless there's anything further from anyone, going once, going twice. All right, we'll go ahead and adjourn. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.